Hello, Hank Brigman here with your video touch pointer. Today is the 5th in our series of 10 video touch pointers answering the 10 typical customer experience management questions I get. Today we're answering the question, what's the missing structure? If you remember the core customer experience problem, customer experience management is to solve inconsistency. The solution for inconsistency is standardizing. And standardizing is a key aspect of our consistency competency that all organizations need to build, and this competency is all about the structure. The structure of how do we establish standardized customer touchpoints. To do that, we need to implement valued touchpoint workshops. This is a team, a small team, cross-functionally typically looking at an individual customer experience. For instance, onboarding new customers or payment. Just like a complaint process, looking at something specific that the team can first map the current touch points. What are the touch points that we currently have in this experience, both with our customers and those touch points internally? Ultimately, we want to get to 4 questions about each of these touch points because we want to turn them into valued touch points. Touch points that deliver value to both the customer and to the organization. And these questions center around the 4 aspects of a valued touch point. First, standardize. How do we standardize this touch point? Secondly, how do we make it customer-centric? How do we meet the needs and wants of our customer at this touch point? How do we position it so that the customer isn't fighting us to accomplish what they want to accomplish as they interact with us at this touch point? Customer centricity, really important. Third, we want our touch point to advance our organization's identity and our long-term strategy. These are core foundations of our organization, and we need every touch point to advance or at least not detract from our identity, our brand promise, those sorts of things, and our long-term strategy where we're headed. And lastly, we want each touch point to accomplish its goal. We may want a customer to click on a link. We may want them to download a white paper. We may want them to try on this garment in the changing room. These are the goals of the touch point, and it's actually last in that hierarchy. So the structure is about getting a team of people together and examine the current state of our touch points, and then designing and implementing a new state, a desired state of valued touch points, with each touch point having each of these 4 considerations baked into them. This structure, these workshops, is a competency. We need to build it as a competency because our organizations are adding new touch points every day. And so these workshops, while looking at an individual experience, will begin and end as we now improve this experience. Workshops as a competency, workshops as something we as organizations do, need to go on in perpetuity. Every day we're adding touch points. And we need to make sure these new touch points meet these 4 criteria of a valued touch point and are rolled into this structure, this competency of making sure that all of our customer touch points are standardizing, solving the core problem, and helping to make our organization far more customer-centric. So valued touchpoint workshops are the structure, the missing structure to help organizations solve the core customer experience problem of inconsistency. That's our video touch pointer for today. A lot more of this will be in my book, Touchpoint Power. I encourage you to visit my website, look the information over there. Certainly, touch base on my blog, touchpointtalk.com, and don't hesitate to reach out to me, either by phone or by email. I love this stuff and will welcome your inquiry. Again, this is Hank Brigman, and remember, to your customers, you are your touch points. Thank you.